my name is Bethany. My informative speech is going to be a tutorial on how to make chocolate covered strawberries. I don't know about you, but some people are very afraid to go in the kitchen. They just like to sit there and eat their meals and then walk away. But I'm going to teach you how to make a quick dessert on a budget. There's only a couple ingredients for chocolate covered strawberries. Obviously, one is the chocolate and two is the strawberries. You can always use a little milk or oil to help even out the chocolate consistency. So first off, you need a bowl, a spoon, and preferably either some parchment paper or wax paper. I don't have wax, so I'm using parchment, and I poured a little bit of Pam on it just so it doesn't stick. The first thing to do when you're making a chocolate covered strawberry is to melt the chocolate. You can do this two ways. You can either pop it in the microwave and microwave it for about 30-second intervals, checking each time and stirring to make sure that it doesn't burn. Or you can put it on a small pan. You fill this pan with a little bit of water, which is what I did. Make sure that the water doesn't touch the bowl, because otherwise it's not going to melt properly. And then you place the bowl on top. This little fancy thing is called a double broiler. It may look scary, but it's not. And all you do is stir really quickly until it melts. If it gets all clumpy, you can fix it. Just add some oil or some milk. Either way will work. And once it's melted, you take it off the double broiler and you just continue to stir until it's a nice glossy consistency that you can see here. Your next step is to get your strawberries. Depending on how many people you want to feed, you'll need a couple of these. For me, it's just my roommate, so I'm just buying one. Next, just wash it off really fast and to get all the dirt off the strawberries. And then make sure that the strawberries are dry before you dip them in the chocolate. If there's any water that gets into the chocolate, it's going to get sort of clumpy and it won't be a pretty glossy chocolate. It'll be more like airy and clumpy looking and ugly, and your friends won't be impressed. And then here comes the really simple part. All I'm doing is patting off the excess moisture off my strawberry. Grab it by the stem and place it in the chocolate. Swirl it around in a clockwise way or counterclockwise, either way, but just swirl it around and then pull it up slowly. And then the chocolate will just fall right onto the parchment paper. I don't know if you can see what I'm doing, but I have my parchment paper and I have a couple of strawberries already lined up. And then you just continue to do this until you have as many strawberries as you like. You can eat them as you go, but they're better if you let them melt a little bit, or dry a little bit. Some interesting facts about chocolate is that it melts at 98 degrees. That's why when you're putting it on the stovetop, you have to be very careful to stir fast and stir carefully because it's going to burn very quickly. Things that you can do with this chocolate is also make chocolate covered pineapples, pretzels, graham crackers, just about anything, even Ruffles. And then to fancy it up, you can even put sprinkles on it, or you can melt some white chocolate and put the white chocolate in a little Ziploc bag, cut the corner of the bag, and then pipe a little swirl on the strawberries. You could even do the bow tie look that you see at fancy places where they pipe a little bow tie on the strawberry. All these things are great ideas. So this is just the basis for a very good recipe that you'll use all the time. And your friends will literally think that you spent hours, or they find it mind-boggling that you can dip a strawberry into chocolate. After you get your strawberries on the pan, you can either let it air dry. This is what the finished product looks like. You can let it air dry. I prefer that way, but if you're in a hurry, you can put it in the fridge and the chocolate will set up. The only problem with that is that some of the moistures from the strawberries are gonna come out of the strawberry, so when you bite in, you get a big blow up of strawberry juice. I don't know if you've ever experienced this, but you bite it and then it goes everywhere. So to avoid that, let it air dry like this for, I don't know, about 10 to 20 minutes or so, and then you'll have a delicious dessert that only cost you a couple bucks and only took you a couple minutes. This is my little informative speech. Thank you. I hope you enjoy this recipe and you try it at home.